Hi, everybody. Welcome to Coach Playbook, Grey Cup edition. Let's talk about a couple of things. Week 8, Toronto, Winnipeg. This is a Toronto defensive breakdown. We're going to look at this now. If you're a Winnipeg fan, you can see the bad things that Winnipeg did in this game. This is Week 8. Toronto wins at home 16-14. Now, the defense was spectacular. Zach was only 3 of 13 on conversions on second and long, 7 and greater, at like 23%. He threw for a lot of yards, but there were 5 giveaways in the game on the offensive side. They had at least 3 fumbles in field goal range. They had a turnover and downs on field goal range. And one of the most difficult things was, Winnipeg had a pass interference call that they challenged. The command center ruled it not to be pass interference, and Tavares McFadden on that play got to pick the ball off and got a touchdown. So it was a pick 6. The league came back after and said we probably should have put a flag down for that. So that was a disappointing thing. But I'll tell you, the Toronto defense did a very good job. They were able to rush the passer. They were able to stop the run. So we're going to take a look at these clips. If you're a Toronto fan, this is great defense. If you're a Winnipeg fan, this is struggles for the Winnipeg offense in Week 8. Time to open the playbook on Toronto defense, Week 8 versus Winnipeg. Great defensive plays from Toronto's win in Week 8 against the Bombers. Big run here by Brady. Knocked out, recovered by the Argos. And again, this happened in field goal range. So this is a really good push here. The offense line does a great job creating. Dobson does a good job. Stanley Bryant creates space, but Fraser Sopek chasing from behind. Goes for a little bit of a punch right there. You see the ball get knocked out. And as I just said, it's in field goal range. So you're taking at least 3 points off the board with this turnover. Big stop here by the Argos. How do they do it? They do it by twisting the front or line movements. So lining up in here, normally the defender goes in that gap. But nope, he's going to go in here. He's going to go in here. And Fraser Sopek's going to come all the way around. They're still covering gaps. They're just moving to it. And that creates problems because these two usually work up to the middle. And now as the middle linebacker moves, Pat gets knocked off by Stanley, and he becomes a free player. Now, you actually see the receiver for the Bombers going in to take as his player disappears, but Sopek's got good position. Kind of what stops this play right here is this stunt. Another whale sighting. The Argos bringing the dreaded whale stunt. Picked up by the Bombers. Completion. Running downfield, about to get just in field goal range on second and extra. Once again, a turnover in field goal range. This is what hurt the Bombers last time they played. Let's review what a whale is again. A whale. There's the will linebacker. The weak side linebacker, that's the boundary halfback. So those two traveling together on a pressure, you call a whale. Will, okay, W and H. That's a whale stunt. So they're sending 4 players in this direction. He's going to play over the top. He's going to play hook to curl. He's going to play over the top. And you're trying to get pressure on the quarterback. The Bombers pick it up. But again, you can't have fumbles like that. All right, so the slide. These guys are going to start going to their slide. They're going to pick up the 3 people on the slide, and Brady's going to come over and pick up the extra. So good pickup here. Giving Zach enough chance because they're already sliding to Sopek. And then Stanley just takes the inside threat, and then that allows Brady to take the outside threat. Zach moves, gets a completion. But the Argonauts did this all game. Okay, this is a big-time shot to create a situation where another turnover happens in field goal range. You can't do that. Robert Priester did a really nice job on that play. A sack by the Argonauts. We know this team's the best in the Canadian Football League at sacking the quarterback. This time, when the back is aligned over here, usually you slide in this direction. Okay, and what that means is these 3 can handle any 3 that come. Brady is on the middle linebacker. But that puts these people on an island. And what that means is he's got him by himself, he's got him by himself. So this is where you try to get your fast pass rusher, your athletic pass rusher on the man side. And Jake Ceresna does a great job. Patty Neufeld doesn't get his, kind of misses on his lunge. And Jake Ceresna gets around and is able to make the play as Zach scrambles and goes. So nice play by Ceresna with the sack. Great zone play by Tavares McFadden here. Zach throws this ball on time, but McFadden splits the difference and makes the play. This is a guy's going to sit down here. A guy's going to work out in the flat. He's going to go up, start to run the corner, and then he's going to sit it down. So what you're reading is what he does. If he expands and works horizontally, you throw in here. The farther inside he stays, if he stays in here too much, you throw here. This is just a horizontal stretch. So instead of doing a curl and a guy in the flat, you're just doing it by running a corner, and it's called a corner stop. And McFadden recognizes it, knows he's going to try to throw the deeper one on second and extra because this is 2nd and 15, and makes the play. Love it by Tavares. That's really good. You can watch it from this angle. It's going to happen over here. Okay, he's going to go out in the flat. He's going to go up, start to run a corner, and then he's going to sit it down, and he's going to sit over the ball. And McFadden starts to expand, but then he falls back in to make a play. Really good recognition because this is a good throw by Zach on time. Argos get another sack. Tue Ali is in the game for Patty Neufeld, and Jake Ceresna does another nice move. Here's a different front you see from Toronto. They do it in every game. So they play. These are called 3 techniques, and 3 techniques are aligned outside the guard. What does that do? It allows you to have, it's more for pass rushing. So you're not sure. So even if this guy goes to help, it's a lot harder to help the guard when he's a 3 technique instead of right here. You can see the center sliding this way to help out, but it's harder for him to get a double team. Now, to the man side, we just talked about it. One thing that can help is Lofton can help him and understand he's by himself. If he could set a little bit more vertical with his shoulders square and let him come upfield instead of expanding, you could shrink that area that he has right there. But just a good speed move by Jake. Forces Zach to scramble, and then the cavalry comes. Here's one of the keys to the game and the loss. Sometimes mistakes sometimes mistakes can hurt one team and help another. So this is a curl, ball's thrown, tipped. Tavares McFadden picks it off, returns it for a touchdown for the Argos. Unfortunately, after the league looked at this, this was challenged. They did not rule this defensive pass interference, but there's contact right there. And after review, the league kind of reviewed this and said that a flag should have been put down for this. So sometimes, you get lucky if you're in a situation like that. Not great for the Bombers, but hopefully those mistakes don't happen in the big games, continue to happen. So this is 5 people coming. So that takes to 5 interior guys, and here's the 6. So it's man coverage. Everybody's man across the board. Zach threw this on time. This is just, unfortunately, you can see from this angle. Okay. And Tavares McFadden makes the play, instinctive play for the touchdown. But like I said, the league office said this probably should have not been a touchdown. Why are the Argos good against the run? Because they got guys like this. Look at Ralph Hawley right here. Watch what he does to Kolonkowski. He just kind of throws him on the run play, spins, okay, just quick swim move, makes the tackle on the run play. So he's so quick, uses his hands, he can shed. Just got to be cautious when you're going to get a block him. You try to double him as much as you can because he's a beast on the inside. This is probably the 4th critical error for the Bombers in this game. Zach throws a great throw to Dembski right here. Metier does a great job at knocking the ball out, creating another turnover, and again, another turnover in field goal range. So this was a very close football game. Any of these flip over, you're going to get the win for Winnipeg. So just great job by the Toronto defense creating takeaways. So that's an outstanding throw over the top of the linebacker. But bang, gets knocked right out there. Toronto recovers to thwart another drive. Okay, 1:14 left, tie game. 3rd and 1 here. So Chris Streveler's trying to do a wedge on 3rd and 1 with a tie game. They get turned back. Clercius gets pushed back. Thadrick Hansen, former Bomber, is there to create a stop. They don't get this first down. So, a lot of people are like, geez, why didn't you do this? I understand what their thought process is. Hey, you got too much time left in the game. I don't want to give them a chance. But you got to make sure, you're a 95% conversion on this. But Nick Arbuckle and the offense hadn't done much this game. You might have wanted to just kick the field goal, take the lead, and see if your defense can stop them. Your defense is one of the best in the league. And this is unfortunately what happens. I understand what they're trying to do. Streveler's really good at it. You've got a bunch of good guys. We're going to get the 1 yard. We're going to run the clock out so they don't even get an opportunity and kick the field goal. But this came back to bite them. Any of these things happen, they win the football game. The Bombers do. But hats off to the Argonauts. With not a lot of offensive output, bunch of takeaways, score on defense, they had an opportunity. They found a way to win.